Okay, just give me. It should start any second. We are here live with Thomas Cornflake LaManna, who's looks like you're relaxing on a Monday night, Thomas.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You gotta be up at 2 in the morning, go to work. You gotta work during these tough times because there's no boxing. So, just gotta, I'm just taking this little side hustle, kill some time during the day, and put bread in my pocket.
All right. Well, that actually leads me to my first question. During these hard times and the pandemic and whatever, so I mean, what are you doing? I mean, if you want to talk about what are you doing to not only pass the time, to at least keep you into like a foundation of like a schedule. I mean, when you're a boxer, you have your routine. That whole thing's been interrupted. You can't go to the gym. So what are you doing?
Well, like I said, man, I've been working. My fiance's brother, we work at Goya. The food company. We do deliveries all throughout. Like we're going to Maryland tomorrow, so all throughout Maryland, Jersey, Pennsylvania, Virginia. So we do deliveries. Like I said, that's easy. You know what I mean? It's long days, long hours, but look, you gotta do what you gotta do. I got a 1-year-old, she's about to be 2, so while boxing's not nothing's going on, like I really feel as though like I fought in January, I would have had a fight already, possibly been on my second one, so I would have had money coming in from purses or camp advances and stuff, endorsements. So, but being that I don't have that, I gotta do what you got. You gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? But like I go to work. It's fairly easy. Just unloading products into the store. Then I get home around 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll lay down for a little bit, shower, maybe eat a little something. Then I'll go running. I mean, I definitely been running. Just keep up with my miles. Do some shadow boxing. I haven't been able to go to a gym because obviously nothing's open, but I've been doing what I can as far as strength-wise. Push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, and running, and all that stuff. And like I said, shadow boxing is really the only thing you really could do. You know what I mean? Like anywhere. So I'm doing what I can. Just like any other fighter.
Have you been in contact? I know you promote your own fights, but you also work with several other promoters. Have any of the people that you work with reached out to you, maybe giving you any indication what they may have in mind or what you may have in mind for yourself?
Nah, man. Nobody's reached out and said, what is whatever. I've actually reached out to people and seeing like what's out there. You know what I mean? I guess you could more so say I work with the PBC people more or less. You know what I mean? Samson Liskowicz, Louis the Cubist, Marshall Coffin, guys like that. You know what I mean? So of course I talked to them, and they got a couple things planned. I was approached with one pretty good scenario. I'm actually just still waiting. But if nothing, look, I always find a way. I always do my own stuff. I've been very vocal in saying, listen, as long as it's safe, as long as you could, which I don't know, if and when, but within the next, month, month and a half, I think fighters going to Mexico and get some work, to get active, get back in the ring. That's going to be the new wave. Not to get quick wins or bums or pad records and shit. It's just that in the States in the U.S. there isn't really any club shows where a ticket seller can get on the card. You know what I mean? Because you can't sell tickets, they're not going to do events where you can have crowds. At least for the first couple. At least I think throughout the end of the year. Throughout the year. So like a regular ticket seller who brings a crap load of people really can't get on a card unless they buy their way on, or the management, buys their way on. That could be done. But I know it's, for me, I'm fortunate enough to have the connections out there in Mexico, and for us having, the promotional company. I pray that, the local commissions, whether if it's New Jersey, Pennsylvania, they'll allow what we, in the industry called a dark show with no audience or whatever. They'll allow that, and then, it'll just be up to me and my people to determine how we can make it work. You know what I mean? Budgeting wise, sponsorship wise, and just how we can make it work. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people, not just for us as a promotion company, but all the other local promoters would have to find a way. Just find a way, and people have to really work with each other. Whether if it's co-promoting to get their guys work, promoters. The commission actually working with the promoters to subsidize the costs, and all the other little miscellaneous factors into going into a show, expense-wise, will have to be really, really looked at and hopefully offsetted somehow, some way by the by the people. So, but like, here's my thing: when there's a will, there's a way. You know what I mean? And I know for a fact I want to fight soon. If I'm able, I'll put it like this: legally. When I mean legally, I mean like if the government isn't shut down, or at least we could do boxing shows with no crowds, and the commission's good with it. You know what I mean? With some protocols put in place. If we could do that, I for sure want to fight, and I'll do whatever I could possible to fight. If I gotta do it myself, I'll do it myself. It's nothing I'm not used to.
Do you think because there's going to be so many fighters now, looking to fight, because obviously everyone is pushed back by now, you feel that if given an opportunity, I know you said maybe fighting on your own card or whatnot, but maybe given an opportunity for a bigger fight right off the bat, would you have to think long and hard about taking it? Because those opportunities, you may be, I'm not saying you, but a fighter who doesn't take that first opportunity may be pushed to the back because everybody's, everyone at this point is going to be fighting, I guess, for the same piece of bread almost.
Yeah. Everybody's different. Not everybody has different options. Not everybody has a promoter. Not everybody is self-promoted. Some people are fortunate than others. I'm coming off of a loss, unfortunately, so the likelihood of me getting my back in, and a stoppage loss, no matter how well you cut the cake, there's a stoppage. I don't see me getting right back into a big fight, and I have to come back off a win or two, and I would want to do that anyway. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Excuse my language. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. All the other promoters talking about fighters are going to want tune-ups and tune-ups. Listen, I'm not beating the drum for tune-ups, but I'm also not playing the violin for tune-ups either. You know what I mean? I feel as though whatever the fighter's gonna make up their mind anyway. They're gonna make their choice. Some fighters have to take that opportunity though. Some fighters do. A fighter like me, look. It is. It really all depends who it is.
I know you're friendly with a lot of fighters, both locally and around the country and whatnot. You've been keeping in touch with some fighters, and just I know you watch the news and they tell you keep in touch with your friends and whatnot. It's a good time, it's something that people probably should be doing. Are you keeping track and keeping in touch with some of the other fighters out there that you're friendly with?
I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. I haven't really spoken to nobody. Everybody's out there doing their own thing. You know what I mean? I haven't really. Yeah, no, I haven't really spoken. I mean, look, I'm neighbors with two professional fighters from the Philly circuit, Victor Padilla and Manuel Rodriguez. Those are my neighbors. So like, I see them. Me and Manny, we go running damn near every day together.
You're running You're running 6 feet apart, though. I hope, right?
Yeah 6 feet apart.
So it's social distancing. Got to practice it.
I hear you. So, but maybe I should. But you want to know what's vice versa? You can ask a lot of people, man. People don't look. I haven't, first of all, I haven't talked. I haven't even talked to my head trainer in over a month. I called his bitch ass twice today. Actually, he didn't answer the phone. So look, it's a weird time for people. Like, I just called to see what's up with him. But it's a weird time for people. God forbid, anything's a problem. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's up with you. This virus, this pandemic is really getting people, and it's really like showing, true sides, I guess. But I think it's a blessing for this. Mark, let me be honest. This virus, I mean, rest in peace to everybody that passed away, unfortunately, due to it. And I feel completely horrible. Like, it's hard for me to even talk about because
It's terrible.
I just feel some type of way talking about it. People losing their jobs or livelihoods, during this time. Businesses are shutting down. I was very fortunate to grab just a job. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
During this time,
you
to
got
take
you
care of
got
my
you got
daughter.
you got to keep your lights on.
Yeah. So I was very, very, very fortunate and stuff. But this pandemic really was a blessing to me. I'm not gonna lie. It was a blessing to me, and got to take a break from boxing a little bit. Um, um, coming off of my last fight, a tough loss. Really, you know what I mean? Prior to that, I've gone through numerous training camps without fighting. So my body needed a break. And just like the good and bad shit that happened after the fight, where I get to see and I realize and I just see how things are. You know what I mean? I get to what's the word I'm looking for? I get to not elaborate. I get to like soak it all in and really like think about like really like what happened and the people
Where
around
you
me.
get you get to take a step back, and you don't have to rush into, you don't,
Reevaluate. Yeah,
and,
reevaluate.
and you don't have to rush into anything like, you just don't have to rush into anything.
Right, exactly. So I'm glad this happened. I've been trying to keep in the best shape possible. I look crazy in my hair because my barber they're not cutting, and I'm not that tough to do no house visits or nothing like that. moving forward, even after that fight, get a couple wins against decent competition. There's this undefeated guy from
Hold on,
Argentina.
Thomas. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Okay. Finish what you're saying.
there's an undefeated kid from Argentina that he was talking about fighting in like the second fight back. Because I don't know, it'd be right of me fighting another undefeated guy coming off a loss. But if it's what I have to do, it's what we'll have to do. But one thing I told myself, in order for me to get like another big opportunity, another big fight, TV fight, whatever, I don't want to do it just by beating three guys with 500 records and whatever. I want to beat a quality guy and I want an undefeated guy on my resume. An international guy, whatever. Before I go in, you know what I mean? Because I want to be ready, and I know I'm ready. Because even my last fight taught me a lot. And I really feel as though, next time we get in with a guy like that, real awkward, strong, and just weird, I'll be able to capitalize and get him the fuck out of there like I should have did this bum. But this is what it is.
So, have you been watching any of the old school fights that have been on ESPN or not?
I lied to you. I haven't caught one. I haven't caught one.
That makes two of us, so don't worry about it.
Yeah,
I've seen them. I've seen them all. So, I mean, we see people on Twitter. I see people on Twitter. They're like doing round by round of these fights, like they've never seen these fights before. It's a little strange to me, but to each their own. Anything you want to say in closing? Anything you want to get out there? Obviously, no one's heard from really, a lot of people in the last month. Spit it out. Whatever you want to get out there, get out there.
Listen, everybody, just be patient, be calm. Boxing will be back eventually. In the meantime, I don't say in the meantime because it hasn't, been going on yet. But when it does come back, it will more likely be, no audience. This is gonna be a different. Feel a different vibe.
I think it's gonna be a different vibe through everything in the world.
Yeah, it's gonna be different. Look, everything is already a different vibe, in the world. Now we just gotta get used to the boxing shit because that's what we love. It will be weird, watching a prize fight, like a big fight. Like, just imagine, like, really. I'll give you an example. A good quality fight that isn't exactly Tyson Fury and Joshua, but like Jamel Herring and Carl Frampton.
Like a good solid title fight.
Imagine that with nobody in there.
Yeah, it's gonna be strange. I mean,
that's gonna be strange, right? Like that, like a good solid fight like that. It's that nobody's gonna be there to see.
It's gonna be strange and strange to watch on TV. Strange to be there. You'll hear the corners in between rounds. You hear all the punches and everything else. So it's gonna be a different experience. Well, Thomas, before we let you go, where can they hit you up on the social media?
Social media: Instagram at Official Cornflake Boxing, Facebook Thomas Cornflake LaManna. That's my regular page, or my boxer page, Thomas Cornflake LaManna. Also, my promotion company, Rising Star Promotions, on Facebook. And
I know in the next few days you're going to start doing a little video podcasting yourself, I believe.
Yeah, so I didn't want to put it out there on your stuff. I didn't think that was.
No, I didn't care. I mean, I'm giving you. You're here to promote yourself, so.
Yeah, no, look, this little something's called Blue Collar Contender Podcast. I do consider myself blue collar. I get up every day to go work to provide for my daughter while trying to make it in this boxing game, become a world champion. Fortunately, I'm still world rated. I'm a contender, and God willing, when this pandemic's over and boxing gets back in the full swing, even if it is in the beginning, in dark mode, I will be making a lot of noise, and get that strap. That's what it's about.
Well, I'm glad you were able to stay awake for this quick little interview. It looks like you're, as soon as you probably hit the end button on this, you're probably going to be asleep. So, Thomas, well, I'm sure we'll get back to you before any of the fights start. So we'll get back to you soon.